is the value of wrestling, the revolutionary force in wrestling podcasting.
Hey, it's your boy Miguel Z with the Value of Wrestling New Japan Rebound Podcast. I have a guest for you, folks.
Yeah, that part. Hey, man, shout out to Value of Wrestling. I'm right here with the Big O's, San Jose. We gonna shut this shit down. Love and respect, though, man. Value of Wrestling. Hello.
Man, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Oh, if you didn't know, don't call nobody. Because there's no reason to. Because this was not the show to call and talk about. There's nothing to holler about here. This was, Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Value of Wrestling. We're right here on Rewind. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Value of Wrestling right here on YouTube, and we are here with your post-Dynamite show review for February 21st. Good God Almighty. Wardlow eats corn the long way.
Good for him.
Mr. Z coming out hot with the comments tonight. We'll see how it goes. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for being here. We thank you for tuning in, and we apologize for what this is probably going to turn into because, if you can't read the ratings, we have awesome average, past the NyQuil, and delete. Delete. This show must be deleted from your DVR, deleted from your mind, deleted from history. I hope this never goes on a streaming service because I don't know what we got here tonight. From a Blackpool Combat Club and FTR match that just went way too long for no purpose, ending and no reason, to a Ric Flair interview where I didn't know if he was trying to be Rocky or if he was drunk or if they just woke him up from his nap. To a Wardlow promo that pretty much made him a biggest boots, to a 6-man tag match that made no sense, to 2 women's matches that even made less sense, to a night of just like, what in the hell, Tony? What is your process in any of this?
So what you're saying is tonight is not the business.
Tonight didn't do anything to make you feel like, I want to watch Revolution. It's going to be so bad. It's so awesome. All it told me is that I think Revolution's probably going to be about a 5-hour show of lulling you to sleep. Nothing feels important. We're getting things thrown together again at the last minute because we're running out of time, and Tony doesn't know how to book a damn thing, doesn't know how to make storylines. And boy, we were in Tulsa, Oklahoma, my hometown, where I'm originally from, and I'm not surprised by the crowd reaction, the mid-level reaction the crowd was giving out tonight. But boy, howdy. I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where to get started. I mean, we got to start at the top. Of course, we're in the bank of the BOK Center, Tulsa, Oklahoma. I know Saraya was there because she came out on Twitter earlier, or Instagram earlier, and said, let's play a game of a scavenger hunt. Come find me, and I'll give you free tickets. So that might be telling you something when you're in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and you're giving away tickets. Yeah, he was giving away tickets. So they were in desperate need. Get people there. Anyways, Blackpool Combat Club and FTR opened this show. And here's how it goes. Cash and John start. And of course, it doesn't look like Cash Wheeler brought his gun tonight. Might have been a good thing because maybe he could put us all out of our misery instead of watching this. Flair smoking the good stuff. Dude, Flair didn't even sound high. He sounded more drunk. If he was high, I don't know. RVD was there tonight. So maybe Flair and RVD were puffing it up in that limo before he well, that wasn't even a limo. That was just a SUV, a Cadillac Escalade, whatever. Anyways, Cash and John start. A single leg from Cash, but John doesn't go down. Tag to Claudio. Cash with the chop, uppercut. Claudio hits his own. Another damn what? What do we damn? Damn this show. Anyways, Cash fights back, boxing him into the ropes. Shoulder tackle in the middle of the ring from both. Stalemate, drop kick to the knees from FTR. He trips Claudio down, tag to Dax. Dax with a huge chop. He sends Claudio to the corner, chop again. Claudio goes, thank you, may I have another? But it's a fake. He kicks Dax and hits a body slam, tag to John. John splits the legs and stomps the chest. Elbow drop, we get a cover for 1. No, a kick out, big back body drop from Dax. Corner Corner to John, chops again. He locks the head. Beautiful suplex, leg drop, cover. 1, no. Tag to Cash. He hits the ropes. Dax with the punch to the gut of John, and Cash with the running knee. He tries for a suplex. John slips out. Sleeper. Cash gets to the ropes and shoots John to the outside. Claudio goes on to check on John as they regroup. John then re-enters, and they go head-to-head, butting each other until John hits a right. Cash hits his own, and once another. They go back and forth. Cash hits him hard. John returns, kick from John, whip to the ropes, back elbow drop, Cash on his butt. He rolls to the apron. Dax checks on him, and John drags him into the ring. Him and Claudio try to double team, but Cash dives off the top rope with a clothesline on both men. FTR with drop kicks. FTR stands tall as BCC rolls outside. FTR follows Dax, attacks John in the corner. Claudio sneaks behind him and gets an uppercut. John mounts for some elevated punches, but here's Cash to pull him down and chop hard. John elbows him off the apron. John hits the ropes and suicide dives, but Jack shoves Cash aside. Cash shoves John into the steps head first. Cash sends John inside. Follows, drags him to the corner, tag to Dax. Dax climbs up and beats down on John's head, while Cash hits a few punches to the mid. Abdominal stretch from Dax. Claudio enters. Cash holds the fingers of Dax. The ref breaks it. Claudio comes in to break the hold. Dax sends John face first into Cash's boot. Tag gets Cash in for a hard chop. Drop kick to the chest. Tag to Dax. He whips John into the corner. John flies out of it with a huge right hand. Tag to Claudio. He's in with a huge lariat, uppercut into the corner, whip, and follow up another and a left and a right, over and over, then a punch to the right. Ref holds Claudio back. Claudio runs with another dodging kick. He calls for the big swing, shoots the legs. In comes Cash, but a fireman stops him. Kick from Dax. Claudio lifts to prevent a power driver, but Cash kicks him, and they double up, only for Claudio to deadlift both men and drop them with back suplexes. We are back from commercial, and Claudio has Dax hurting. He got a submission on him, and the ref lifts the hand, but Dax is up and hits a jawbreaker to break the hold. Dax boots out of the corner. Claudio eats it, grabs a second kick. Dax chops and Claudio into the corner, shoulder first. Tag to Cash. He corners John off his tag, chop, whip, hoop over, and he rolls John up for a 1-2, but John kicks out. John drop steps behind. Tries for a paradigm shift. Cash counters. Brainbuster for a cover. 1 and 2. And John kicks out again. We have 5 minutes remaining in a match that went too long. Tag to Dax. Tried to finish with Shatter Machine, but Claudio is in to stop it. They try to suplex Cash. Dax spears Claudio. Cash gets a cradle cover. 1, 2. No, not going to happen. John tries for a back suplex. Dax gets a blind elbow to both from John. Right hand boot to Cash. Another. Cash pops up John to his shoulders, and here comes Dax flying with a clothesline. Dax tries for a superplex. Cash is on the adjacent corner. Claudio shoves him off, grabs Dax, waits for John, but Cash sends Claudio into the ring post. Powerplex from FTR, but knees are up. Claudio is in. Big swing. We are reminded of the time yet again, so it's likely going to distance. Dropkick from John into the swinging head of Dax for a cover of 1, 2, and Dax kicks out. John locks Dax up. Elbow to the chest. Bulldog chokes to Dax. He gets legs wrap in. Cash is alive. He crawls, but Claudio is there to get a choke on him. 2 minutes remaining. Cash stands with Claudio on his back and falls onto John and Dax. Claudio and Cash roll outside. Dax and John trade rights. Dax locks in a sharpshooter. Cash in. Claudio runs in. Locks up. Lock up from behind. Claudio kicks Dax again. Cash with a German drop toe hold from Claudio, and he locks in a sharpshooter. He turns to face Dax. They trade right hands while holding in the submission. The slaps make them both drop the hold. Backslide from Dax. Rolls through. Power driver to Claudio. Crucifix pin from John for a 1, 2. No. Rear choke. John gets Dax in a rear choke. Dax is turning purple. John flips him off. Hits the ropes. Cash is up. Shatter Machine. No. And we get a time limit draw. This match went through 20 minutes. And, it is for what these both teams do. It was decent, but not great. Doesn't really do anything. The chants for 5 more minutes come from the crowd. All 4 men stare each other down. There's a pause. They go back at it. All 4 wrestlers each other down until some security, because AEW actually has security on this night, and Butcher and Blade come out to break them up. Some security corner Dax, and Claudio chokes him out from behind on the outside. John is pacing outside. Cash flies from out of nowhere to attack. Claudio tries to choke him out. Ref and security stop it. And we go into the back. This match did nothing for anything. I don't know why we didn't just go ahead and put this match on the Revolution card instead of having a match. Failed to a match. They went to a 20-minute draw. Claudio and John Moxley seem to be the number 2 ranked team in the tag team rankings. FTR is not even in the top 5, I heard, or something. I don't know. This match was just too long for what it was. Mr. Clarke.
Oh, absolutely. I'm surprised the audience didn't just start chanting "bull stuff," except for the actual word. Why? This is as bad as a match on Rampage. This was Rampage quality.
It was dead. It was boring. The crowd didn't really get ever into it. It just went too long to continue a feud that I don't think anybody really cares about. I don't even know why these guys are fighting. I guess, of course, tag teams trying to get up the rankings, but it's just like, nah. Anyway.
Yes, Moxley and Claudio are, part of a stable, but they're not really a tag team, or they haven't been presented in that way for a while.
Well, they're the second rating. They're right behind the Young Bucks in the tag team rankings.
Yeah, they just put them there. Tony Khan just put them there just for the of it. Name value.
Oh, yes. Yes. Tony Khan just makes up his own shit as he goes along. We know this. That's nothing new. It is the way it is.
As far as any relevant, as far as any sane person who actually is trying to watch a wrestling show, it's like, this was for what?
Who knows? Anyways, we're backstage with Orange Cassidy and Homie from the medical staff. Oh yeah, we get the medical guy. Renee asks if Orange is cleared. Orange is cleared to wrestle. He's going to take the place of Trent Beretta tonight. He's fighting another member of the United Kingdom because why not? Orange Cassidy needs to fight everybody, even though he's the champion that's defending his belt against the guy that we haven't even seen wrestle since I don't even know when the last time we saw Roderick Strong in the ring. OC is cleared, and yay, whoopee. Freaky doodle. I'm over Orange Cassidy, and that's sad. I really liked Orange Cassidy in the beginning, but now I'm just kind of over it.
Rinse and repeat.
FTR is backstage. They're pissed. They tell Marv that they don't bow down to no one. Revolution's coming up, and they don't have a match. But here comes Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli with some security holding back. They want to fight. Cass says, name the time and place. John shoves some security like a minor nuisance, and we head back to the ring. Anyways, up next is Orange Cassidy versus Mike Bennett. Orange Cassidy out first. Mike Bennett coming down to the ring. This was supposed to be Mike Bennett versus Trent, but Trent's hurt, so Orange Cassidy's here. Orange Cassidy takes Mike before he ever gets in the ring. After rolling Mike into the corner, OC gives him some soft stomps, then turns him into huge ones. Mike whips him hard into the corner, then hits a suplex and a cover for a 1-2. Stomp to Orange Cassidy. Mike shoves OC into the corner head first, then puts a boot to his head, suplex OC for a cover. 1-2, OC kicks out. Big chop OC. He tries for another suplex, but OC turns into a stunned dog millionaire. Big DDT to Mike. Kip up, and Roderick Strong is here to distract. Referee wants him gone. He calls for more refs to get down on here. As the ref is distracted, trying to get rid of Roderick Strong, OC has his hands in his pockets and turns to get hit right in the dick with the dick punch from Mike Bennett. Mike Bennett hits a power driver. We come back. We go to commercial break. We come back. Mike grabbing a headset because he has time to go on the headset and talk trash while OC's down. Says that he says that Strong is the greatest. Okay, so Roderick Strong's the greatest wrestler, but the leader of your so-called stable, the devil himself, Adam Cole? Question mark? Storyline. Make it make sense. He's here to put down guys like Orange Cassidy. He removes the headset, and here comes OC flying with a suicide dive. He enters the ring, gets another one. He tries to send Mike into the ring, but Mike stops it and hits a spine buster onto the apron, then a Death Valley driver onto the floor. He sends OC into the ring. Mike to the corner, turns orange punch to Mike. They're both up and trade power positions for a power driver until Mike takes over and hits a power driver cover for 1-2. Super kick from OC, elbow from Mike. Rolling elbow, OC falls. Mike lifts him up, hook up, but OC with a big break cover 1, 2, and 3. This person is smoking crack. How do you give this a 5-star match? This match went 9 minutes and 45 seconds. The person who wrote these the breakdown said this is a 5-star match, and no. There was no 5-star match in this. This was just another boring match. OC fighting Mike Bennett. Mike Bennett's the biggest joke in the company, along with Matt Taven. They're comedic relief in a serious stable. I mean, I think Jamie McDonough and Dominic Mysterio make a more serious tag team than these two idiots are being presented right now. There's no reason Orange Cassidy needs to be fighting all these idiots. It's garbage. I hate it. It's stupid. Of course, after the match, Taven comes out to attack OC. Him and Mike are doubling OC. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Because we don't have anybody else of the Best Friends clan, and because we're in Oklahoma, we had to find an Oklahoma, so we brought out Jake Hager, whose most infamous part of AEW history is worrying about and fighting over a freaking purple bucket hat. So Jake Hager, the MMA fighter, the former world champion in WWE, known as Jack Swagger, comes out to help Orange Cassidy. The guy that was a heel that was part of the who tried to bury OC many years ago. Not even many years, just a couple. Anyway, I don't know. This was garbage. I don't even know why Jake Hager was out here. It doesn't even make sense. We're just going to bring Jake Hager because he's from Oklahoma. This match was not 5 stars. Whatever that person was smoking is a little bit on crack. You can write in the comments if you disagree with me. If you thought this was a 5-star match, congratulations. I don't know what to tell you. Mr. Clarke, the floor is yours.
Make it make sense, please, Tony Khan. I hate the fact that every week we are sitting here basically having to put Tony Khan down because he's not doing a good job in booking. And it's not that hard to book a basic match, a basic story. I mean, we can armchair quarterback this. Hell, you do it all the time.
I don't know why Jake Hager was out here. I don't know why Jake Hager. I mean, other than the fact that he's an Oklahoman. That's the only thing I can make sense.
Oh, absolutely. Because beyond that, there is no point in having Jake Hager out there. He's had no connection to Orange Cassidy, unless we're talking about when they've been adversaries. And then he doesn't really wrestle that much, so it's like, again, when have they really been adversaries that much?
This may make sense. Really... I mean, you got Orange Cassidy getting attacked by Mike Taven and Mike Bennett. Matt Taven and Mike Bennett are beating down OC, and we get Jake Hager for the save. Not Rocky Romero, not Murder Papa. I mean, anybody could have made more sense than this crap. I mean, we got Jake Hager. Like, that was just, I mean, the only thing was like, oh, Jake, you're from Oklahoma. Go out there and get your pop. And the pop really wasn't that big because I think everybody was still trying to figure out who. Oh, Jake Hager. He still works here. Of course, tonight was that night. Oh, that person still works here. We got more surprises on who still works for the company that you didn't even know was around. How does that make any sense? I don't know, Mr. Z. You want to tell me how it makes sense? We're trying to figure out how it makes sense. Jake Hager saves Orange Cassidy. Who would have known in 2024 I would have been making that statement?
And didn't mention anything about the hat for once.
Oh yeah, I guess he's over the hat. He didn't come out with the hat. So I guess we're moved on from the hat issues. Anyways, from there we go backstage with Renee. She's with Angelo Parker, asking about about his date with Ruby Soho. He's nervous. Ruby walks in, and they walk off. And Renee's like, "Give me all the details." Like it's One Tree Hill, and it's Brooke Davis and Peyton Sawyer sitting around talking about Lucas. Oh.
The sad part is that was probably the highlight of the show.
Maybe for some people. I don't know. And then we turn, as they're leaving and walking out, a white SUV pulls up, and then we're sitting here going, oh, this should be interesting. Everybody's probably hyped because, oh, who's in the white limo? They're building it up, they're building it out, and out walks a guy in shoes. I thought it was going to be the Tampon Bucks at first because of the shoes, but no. It's Ric Flair. And yes, the person says he's early for bingo. Ha! Great. Ric Flair's here. Yay. Why? Why are we giving Ric Flair 1990 treatment? Why are we treating Ric Flair like this is WCW and he's showing up in a fancy car and getting out like, of course, Ric Flair barely looked like he was there because he didn't get out and walk the stuff. He just kind of got out and like stepped. He wasn't strutting or doing the old Ric Flair stuff when he used to get out of the vehicle. Anyways, We go to commercial break. We come back, and here we are with Ric Flair. And Ric Flair Renee stops him in the hallway to ask him about Mark's shirt. And Rick doesn't seem excited. Well, that is true. He says he'll be honest, and he goes, "He's disappointed when he's doing that for the you should be right in the middle with him, but he's not in the best view tonight. He's going to expose some options." Did everybody catch that? Everybody good? Are we caught up? Because that's how that fucking promo worked. I don't know if Ric Flair was high. I don't know if he was drunk. I don't know if he's drunk or high. I don't know if he wanted to be Rocky for the night. But, I mean, this was the worst promo ever done by Ric Flair. I don't think I've ever heard Ric Flair be so crappy on a promo. I mean, it was horrible, horrendous, garbage. I mean, And then Flair continues to walk. He knocks on the door, and he's invited into the Young Bucks or the Tampon Bucks locker room. And we're all left with more questions because we don't get any follow-up on any of this. He walks in, they close the doors, yada, yada, yada. Maybe Ric Flair thought he was walking in RVD's locker room. He was going to get a quick high before, the show was over. Why was Ric Flair here? What's the importance of Ric Flair? You haven't used Ric Flair. I don't even know why Ric Flair is here. Ric Flair, go away. I'm sorry. I respect everything you did, but it's done. It's over. Please just go away. I mean, after tonight, you made yourself look stupid. I don't even know what this fool said. Mr. Clarke.
He's had some boring promos in the late 2000s in WCW where, like, you just didn't care. But he was at least understandable. Here, you can understand the word he was saying. Fifth word, maybe.
He was not putting any emphasis on it. There was no Ric Flair like, woo, I'm going to go find out nothing. It was just like, Ric Flair I felt like Ric Flair hated being there. I mean,
yeah.
Is Ric Flair ready to
into it? Nothing.
Is Ric Flair ready to walk out of AEW, go back to WWE to be with his daughter and son-in-law? I mean, is there honesty? Is he pissed off because he hasn't really been used? I mean, I don't know. I don't need to see him on TV. I know a lot of people are upset that WWE won't let Kevin Nash be there because he signed up on a Legends deal with WWE, and supposedly WWE won't let him show up on AEW for Sting's last match, which I kind of get because if Kevin Nash is there, he's kind of hard not to notice. And, of course, AEW is going to use him on camera. Of course, RVD's there, and RVD's in the new 2K24 game. Ric Flair's not getting paid by AEW, though. Ric Flair is getting paid by his drink. Basically, the drink, his energy drink, is paying for Ric Flair to be there. This is pretty much the Macho Slim Jim deal at this point. So, I mean, it's not even a paycheck. Flair doesn't even need to show up. So we went from one bad promo to another just ridiculous promo. Tony Schiavone's in the ring, and he introduces us to Dancing Daniel Garcia, the dancing fool, the dancing queen, the dancing, I don't know. Sometimes you wish Elix Skipper was around, or Norman Smiley, or Alex the Wonder Kid Wright. I mean,
Elix Skipper didn't dance.
I thought he danced at one point. I thought he had a dancing gimmick or something. I don't know. Maybe Ron the Truth Killings when he first came around in TNA and did some of his dancing. You know, maybe 3 Live Crew. We can get them back. Or was that? No.
Geez.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, he's out here. He comes out and gives us a quick shimmy. Yeah, he enters the ring. Tony brings up the match with Adam Copeland. Tony informs us that Copeland is not able to compete. So Daniel Garcia is going to get the match at Revolution with Christian Cage. Daniel Garcia and Adam Copeland, neither of them won that number 1 contender spot, but because Adam Copeland got taken out by 2 chairs by Christian Cage in the patriarchy, which is becoming more boring by every day they let this run on. So now Daniel Garcia is the number 1 contender for the TNT title. He's getting the shot at Revolution. Why? Because Tony Khan has piss poor booking and doesn't know what he's doing. He's just like, okay, we're going to do this.
And Garcia name.
Yeah. Garcia says a lot of times he feels like he doesn't deserve it. Oh, yeah, because the fans in Tulsa chanted, "You deserve it." And I'm like, yeah, you must have gotten to Tony Khan's snowman powder somewhere. He must have been passing it out like candy out there. He must have made it into, what's the sugar candy, the little things, I forget what they call it, sweethearts or something, sweet tarts, yeah. He must have made his snow powder into sweet tarts and gave them out to everybody as they came in the arena tonight. Freaking ridiculous. It was just, sad. Anyways, He said, I don't think I deserve it. He feels he's destined for great things, but a few months ago, he was at his lowest and he started to lose confidence and feeling he knew going through all this that 3 seconds is all he needs. And at the end of the Continental Classic, he goes full face saying we thanked him restoring that feeling. As for Adam, no one knows how that match would have ended last week, but he's confident that if it went any longer, he would have tapped Adam Copeland out, which is like, yeah, right. He will see Adam again, but next time he will be holding the TNT title, which means it's time for Christian Cage and the rest of the patriarchy to come out. And he says Copeland, of course, Christian comes out and says Copeland will not have a chance at his title ever again. He tells Tulsa to sit down and shut up. He says what happened to Garcia last week was just a byproduct of being in the ring with Copeland, but now he stands the number one contender. He says as much as he wants to go one-on-one, he doesn't think it should happen at Revolution. It's not Daniel Garcia. It's not that Daniel Garcia isn't worthy. It's that he doesn't think Daniel Garcia is ready. Cage says Garcia is easily distracted. He likes gyrations just fine, but they are distractions. He ponders to the fans. Cage wants to leave every night as the most dominant champion of all time. Cage knows something we don't know. Garcia had a pretty dark childhood, didn't he? He didn't have so many happy memories as Daniel. No, Jackie Garcia, that lives in Buffalo, New York, married to David Garcia. David Garcia, Daniel's father, and his father, of course, we get this bull crap.
But your father's dead.
So Garcia's father wasn't so great, was he? He was a piece of crap, a loser, an alcoholic who lost his life to the bottle. Unlike him, Cage doesn't want to hurt him. Daniel, he wants to help. He wants to make sure Daniel realizes his full potential at Revolution. He doesn't want to be his opponent. He wants to be his father. So we get another rehash Nick Wayne story. So Daniel Garcia and Nick Wayne are on the level because Christian Cage wants to be his daddy too. Garcia says if Cage ever opens his mouth about his beautiful mother again, it's going to go down. But since he knows so much about his dead father, how about Cage come to the ring and he'll put him in the ground right next to him? Cage gives a nod, and Nick Wayne runs down and get placed in a sharpshooter. Cage demands kill switch attack, so he comes down the ramp. Struggles on the apron, but here comes Matt Menard for the save. This is probably the highlight of all of this crap. Matt Menard coming out swinging the chair to make the save. He smacks kill switch, a good one, another, and then enters the ring to get with Garcia. They both stand ready for the attack, but Cage holds off and held his title in the air, and everybody vomited everywhere because it's a rehash story. And it was just the same old, yeah, I want to be your daddy. You have a dead daddy. He will dance with Mama Wayne. Yes. Yeah, now Daniel Garcia will probably get with Mama Wayne and join the patriarchy. Yeah. You can have the floor on this because I have nothing positive to really say about it.
Outside the consistency of Matt Menard backing Daniel Garcia, it's like there is nothing positive really to say about it. I just like the reason why I like Matt Menard as consistency is because he could be a good mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm.
He's a serviceable wrestler, but he's never been built, and I don't think he's ever going to be built to be anything major. But he would be a great manager. He's pretty decent on commentary. And so to me, that would be the best use of him.
Anyways, we go to the back.
What to do with this storyline?
Oh yeah.
Bleh.
delete.
Get right.
Anyways, go backstage again, and here's the half of these six-man tag match later tonight. Hangman Adam Page with RVD and Hook. Page is yabbering away about being fired up. RVD's looking off in the distance, wondering when he's going to get his paycheck from being in WWE 2K24. And when he can go backstage and maybe smoke a little with Ric Flair. I think that's pretty much where RVD's mind was in this whole interview. Then we had Toni Storm come down for a match against Cindy Wendell, who was announced from Tulsa, Oklahoma. If anybody knows who Sydney Wendell is and if she's really from Oklahoma, let us know because I couldn't find nothing on her. This match went 1 minute 46 seconds. And Toni Storm, of course, picks up a cheesy win in all the black and white. She's walking up the ramp. Here comes Deonna Purrazzo, whose music hits. Because she has the next match. Toni can make her leave, makes her entrance effectively, stepping on Toni's toes. And Deonna Purrazzo is out here. And guess who she gets to take on tonight? Madison Rayne, who, wow, didn't know she was still part of the company. I guess she's been a coach in the background. But yeah, Madison Rayne. Why does this feel like TNA coming alive? Anywho. So we actually got a match here. Lock up. Madison locked up from behind. Deonna reverses and slams Rayne down. Rayne works the wrist. Deonna with a side headlock takedown. Madison with the leg scissors. Deonna escapes. Madison trips her up for a cover for a one, but Deonna kicks out. Deonna tries to trip slaps the mid snapmare side headlock. Madison gets her own. They slap shoulders in the center of the ring. Madison trips Deonna. Deonna rolls for a leap over, but Rain stomps the back. She climbs the back, then sends Deonna into the corner. Boot to the chin. Rain whips. Deonna stops herself, slides under a kick, hits the rope. Pump kick to the gut, sends Rain down hard. Rain rolls outside. We go to commercial break. We come back. We see a double clothesline. Deonna drops Madison once again, works the wrist, right hand for Rain. Deonna hits her own. Rain gets some boos, but they're weak. Deonna with right, a third hard one, locks up elbows from Rain. Roll up for a 1-2. No. Deonna works the wrist, locks up for a big flatliner. Ref checks on Rain. The doctors check on her. Deonna grabs the left arm, turns to the legs instead of Venus de Milo. She uses Toni Storm's break a leg ankle lock, and Madison taps out. This match went 7 minutes, 20 seconds, and everybody looked like piss poor sadness. Madison Rain looking like she could take down Deonna Purrazzo in this ring after Toni Storm ran through a nobody, using Deonna Purrazzo's finishing maneuver. I'm sorry, I know she's wifey, but I mean, she just does not look any of importance here. She struggled with the Madison Rain, who I don't know, it's been at least a year since we've seen her in a wrestling ring. And Toni Storm's running. Of course, Toni Storm runs back down with her shoe. Deonna ducks it. She gets directed by Mariah May. Toni able to lock in the break a leg. We get half the ring in black and white, half the ring in color. Toni Storm covering her whole face in lipstick, and you're just like, yeah, I'm done with this whole storyline, this whole feud. I don't know, get what people see in Toni Storm's character. It was something special, but it just dived down to the toilet like a big fat turd. I mean, it's kind of like that turd that you just can't flush. It's just there, and you want to get rid of it, and this is how I feel about this Toni Storm thing. Deonna Purrazzo she came in with the bluster, and this is what makes me worry about a Mercedes Moné and anybody else in the women's division they're bringing in. It's like you see what they've done in Deonna Purrazzo in in a month, maybe a month and a half. I mean, she's completely gone from a big moment to absolutely just being, yeah. And I'm sorry, I know she's wifey. I know you're a big fan. You've loved her. You've watched her everywhere. I feel bad because I don't want to bash on her, but I mean, that's nothing. Floor's yours, sir.
Basically, to watch good Deonna Purrazzo matches, you have to go to TNA Plus and get into their video library. Let's be honest. Jeez. I don't even know what to say.
I just don't know what they're going to do with Mercedes Moné if this is what they're doing with Deonna Purrazzo, who was supposed to be the biggest get in wrestling. I mean, there was a fight between WWE and AEW to try to get her. From what I understand, that they were trying everything to get this girl on either product, and she winds up over here in less than a month. I mean, her fizzle. I don't know. Her and Adam Copeland, they're right neck to neck. Who came in with the biggest pop and phased out quicker?
I don't disagree. It is what it is.
Sad.
Absolutely.
It's sad. Oh. It's just sad. Anyways, from there we have Darby Allin, and he's in the bay in some weird space. I don't know if they're at Sting's house or in a basement. Who knows what is going on with these two. Darby Allin showing us some pictures of Sting's sons, talking to the Tampon Bucks. Then Sting gets on camera, and we zoom in. Family is all that matters. Strikes a nerve right now because all the years he's been a wrestler, no one has ever messed with his flesh and blood, which is crap. Nobody's messed with his flesh and blood. Sting, you lied. I mean, you can't. You lied, Sting. I can take you back to TNA when Jeff Jarrett was it Alex Shelley or was it Sabin? I think he sent Alex Shelley out to stalk him.
Alex Shelley was the one that kind of did the
stalking,
video,
yeah,
everything.
the camera, yeah. Because Eric Young was going Showtime. Eric Young at the time was like, "No, Sting's coming back. Didn't you hear he's coming back?" And Jeff Jarrett and Sting were in a feud, and so he sent Alex Shelley, and Sting went off, and they stalked his kids. I would count that as messing with your kids, messing with your flesh and blood when you're stalking the kids. The kids are on the camera. This is what Sting got mad about. Then Sting, it wasn't even Sting that got mad about it. It was Steve Borden. Madison Rain versus Deonna from TNA has been shared by TNA's Twitter in response to tonight's match, Miguel. Thank you, Miguel. See you for that update. Good move, TNA. I guess that's a moment to clap for Anthem Sports, since Anthem is basically destroying TNA from the inside. But good job, whoever has the responsibility for showing us that match on Twitter. So go check that out if you want, after you're done here at least. Anyways, Sting Live says nobody's ever gone after his flesh and blood. Lots going on in his personal life. This attack, the Bucks, and 7 days ago, another family member, his father, passed away. He was like a hero to him. He taught him right. Makes him think about a lot about his own mortality. He used to think he was invincible. Sometimes he still feels that, but time catches up to everyone. Truly, he is not invincible. He's not immortal. But one thing he does know is everything he has left in him, he's bringing the revolution, and they have a fight on their hands, the fight of their life. And I'm like, yay. Like, even Sting didn't even... This didn't feel like a true, like, Sting didn't even see... I mean, this is like, you saw The Rock at the press conference looking mad and angry. You were talking about his family. And then on SmackDown, we got, he stole one of Ricky Stark's best ideas, and they went out there and used his 1990 cheesy lines. Tonight we got Sting, who had his kids beaten down. And in this promo, there was some good stuff there, but I didn't feel it from Sting. Like, Sting didn't just... He stood in the camera and had a look, but it just didn't feel like he was really invested in the storyline. Like, he didn't really give me that, I'm ready to kill, this is my last match, I'm going to destroy the tampon buck. This kind of missed also for me. It just wasn't... I don't know. I guess I'm not into it. And of course,
they were trying to go for an enigmatic feel, but if that was it, they failed.
I don't know what they were going for, but again, I don't care. I don't care about the tampon bucks, and it seems like most people don't, because even last week's ratings, it looks like 100,000 people tuned off from Dynamite last week as soon as the tampon bucks came on to fight Top Flight. Everybody went click. We'll go watch something else, and came back later for some of the other stuff. But just it seems to be a continuing story that the tampon bucks, no matter where they are, they're just not interesting to watch. And now, is Ric Flair going to screw over Sting? Is he lining himself with the young buckaroos, the tampon buckaroos, the high flippity floppity best friend clique? I don't know. We never got anything else. Like, they never gave us anything else after that. There was nothing. We didn't go back. We didn't talk about it again. It was just kind of like it happened and we moved on.
Which kind of sounds like what Revolution's going to be like. It happened, and then we're going to move on.
Oh yeah, well we got to move on to all the Double or Nothing, and we'll forget everything that happened at Revolution because it'll be Double or Nothing because we'll have big business where we're going to bring in Okada, the change maker, the Mister Maker, right? He's gonna have one of those bottles with a fan on it, and he's gonna go down to the ring because he's gonna be the Mist Maker. And Mercedes Moné is going to be Broke Banks. Yep, that's what she'll be. She'll be cashing out and wishing she would have signed with the WWE. So, anyways, and in this weird wrestling company tonight, we had more promos and more bullcrap than actual wrestling matches. This company that's all about in-ring action, about the wrestling matches. They don't do storylines, obviously, because they can't do storylines because they can't get a decent writer because Tony Khan thinks booking all this crap. But oh my God, I'm sick of all the promos tonight because they were all just pretty much garbage. Guess who came to the ring next? United Kingdom member Wardlow. Yeah, Wardlow grabs the mic, tells Shivani to get out of the ring. He's pissed. Yeah, Wardlow's mad because he's been treated like a piece of garbage because at one time he was something. So yeah, he's been pissed for a long time. Like forever, apparently, because 2 years ago he had thousands. Of course, that's as many people as they can get in the arena. So, I mean, yeah, they were chanting his name in city after city in a manner that hasn't been heard or seen in decades. Of course. He was the next big thing. Oh, hopefully that's going to get people going. Oh, Brock Lesnar's going to go to AEW now because he said next big thing. Great. But apparently the rocket on his back was put on upside down because ever since he has been driven into the ground and screwed over and over again. No, because you don't need to be mad at us, Mr. Wardlow. You need to go look at the guy in the back that's sitting in the gorilla position who's running this stuff, snorting the powder back there. The guy named Tony Khan because he buried you. It's exactly what happened. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Somebody get on here and tell me it wasn't Tony Khan's fault that Wardlow got buried. He was the next big thing. He's been driven in and screwed over and over again. Yeah, you have. And you would think that he, one of the true homegrown day one AEW original mega stars, would have been champion a long time ago. But somehow he never even got a shot at the title, and people back there need to be fired and thrown in jail. Well, I mean, if that's what you want to do to Tony Khan, that's where you need to start, right there. Because he screwed you over. Because you were a champion. You did win a title. Did we forget that? You won the TNT champion, so you were a champion once, twice, 3 times, I think it was, going back and forth with Joe. So, I mean, what are you booching about, Boochie boy? Boochie bang bang, Boochie booju. I mean, can you really complain about? What is going on?
Well, you know, you can have Warlow team with Hangman Page, call them the Booch Boys.
Oh, the Booch sisters, honestly. At this point, let's look at the people who have held it. Kings and Gods. Kings and Gods have held the title. I didn't know that. What does this make him? Because the best in the world, the real champion, he beat his ass like nobody has in his entire career. So we all assume when you talk about the best in the world and the real world champion, you're talking about one CM Punk, but I don't remember. Yes, you dominated the match. So, I mean, you can say you beat his ass like nobody else, but you didn't really win the match because he beat you in a roll-up. So, make it make sense. Miguel, go away. Just go away. I know you're excited for the Meat Madness. That is probably why you're going to watch Revolution. You will be sitting in your chair with your cold beverage going, meat, meat, meat. I know you're all about meat, hard meat, slapping meat, beating meat. Yeah, you love meat, don't you? It's okay. This is a safe space. We're not here to judge. It's okay. You want to chant meat, 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 then, hey, it's okay. We're here to support you. We love you. If the Meat Madness is something you want to get involved in, hold on. Let me give it. Hey, Tony, we have another guy that wants to be in the meat match. Oh, you want free meat? You want meat for free? Okay. Open mouth, insert foot, right?
Jeez.
I hope you've been drinking because your comments are going to bury you in a hole that's going to go 6 feet deep and under. Meat boy. Anyways, his body is still falling. His body's still falling apart for him. And again, another reference to CM Punk. Why are we referencing CM Punk and Cody Rhodes? In back-to-back weeks, we referenced Cody Rhodes on AEW TV, and now we're referencing CM Punk again on AEW TV. Tony, are you really that desperate that the only thing you can do is help get people over is to reference CM Punk when you talk about the best in the world, the real world champion, and talking about his body still failing him? Tony, move on. It is your fucking fault that all got screwed up. If you would have been more of a man and more of a boss and more of a manager and told the Young Bucks to get over their crap and get the Elite to work with CM Punk back then when everything was good and you were on the right path, then we wouldn't be where we are today because you guys might have actually made something and made money and at least had 10,000 people in your attendance. You maybe get 1 million viewers. But no, you failed, Tony. So quit talking about CM Punk. I'm sorry. It's stupid. Why are we having anybody reference CM Punk at this point? In AEW. I mean, really. This is how desperate we are. Which brings him to his former champion, the guy better than all of us. Well, guess what? He squashed him like an insect and beat him like no one ever has. Referencing MJF. Which brings him to the most dangerous man in the room, our king, the current champ, Samoa Joe. I didn't know Joe was the king. I hope he's not the king of Samoa because that might upset the high chief and the tribal chief and the head of the table, We don't want to cross.
The only time Samoa Joe was really using that title was when he was the king of TV. Yeah. When he was the ROH TV champion, TNT champion, and since he's been on, he plays the role in Twisted Metal.
And so he says he choked his ass out and beat him too. Yes, you beat Joe, but Joe beat you, and you beat Joe, and Joe beat you. Because, I mean, that's what happened to the TNT title, why the TNT title became rubbish until it came back on Christian Cage. And now Christian Cage, his title run has gone to rubbish because they had the stupid drop the title. Adam Copeland held it for 3 seconds before he lost it back to Christian Cage. And now that title reign is just kind of marked and just kind of like, nah. That's what happens when you hotshot a stupid title like that, Tony. When you do something that stupid, you give it to Adam Copeland to give the fans that moment and then steal it right back within seconds. I get what the booking is. It makes sense. I know what you did, but it killed Christian Cage's title. Nobody really cares about this anymore. The TNT title is not. It was up here, and now it's just kind of nah. We've been here. We've done this, and we are over it. Oh. Wardlow talked way too much tonight. That's the other thing. Again, he asked, what does that make him? It sounds like he is the best in the world. It sounds like he's better than us, and we know it. So he wants to not only reference CM Punk again, but use CM Punk's catchphrase and MJF's catchphrase because, well, Wardlow, you can't get yourself over it. Sounds like he's the most dangerous man in the room. Boo. He's the uncrowned king of AEW. It's time he starts eating like one because he's been starving. Are you freaking wanting to be Ryback now, too? Is this what we're going for? Are you going to come out and you're going to feed me more? You know what? Please, Tony, sign Goldberg so Goldberg can spear the crap out of Wardlow and we can be done with the references. Hopefully Goldberg gets fed this boy and fuck this guy. Wardlow, you're dead. After this promo, who cares about Wardlow? Did this make Wardlow feel like he should be in the main event picture? Fuck no. He's the uncrowned king. I
believe you referenced someone else though.
Tell me when he's the uncrowned king of AEW and it's time to start to eat like one because he's starving, that you don't get that same slight vibe.
I understand the correlation. I can't believe you actually referenced him.
Because this guy's pissing me off with his promo and talking crap when he's not even that special anymore. He had a moment, Tony Khan killed it, and if he's pissed off about that, that's where he needs to go talk about it. You know what, Wardlow, here's what I suggest you do. Go to Tony Khan and go, look, Tony, this ain't working for me. I think, I'm going to go back to being a bouncer. Take the Kevin Nash route when he left WCW. Get out of your contract. Go to WWE where they can actually put you over and make you feel important. Go fight Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed and Ivar and some of these big guys and make you feel important. Right now, you're garbage. He's starving. He is done being fed scraps. Look at him. He's everything a world champion is supposed to be. He's the baddest SOB. Oh, now we're Stone Cold? Please. To ever lace up a pair of boots and there's no one back there bigger, stronger, or fat. Oh, now you're Bianca Belair. Okay, great. No one that could stop him. And if anyone wants to get in his way, this is no longer wrestling. This is war. I'm glad
the EST?
I'm glad that you tried this, your best impression of William Regal in War Games, but no, you're a piece of doo-doo. Mr. Clarke, I've ranted. Your statements.
This whole episode has just been one piece of failure after another. I don't know what to say. I'd like to do more color commentary for this episode, but it's just so bad. The question almost seems to be, how muddy can we get this water?
Who gave Wardlow a mic? And how come they had to reference everybody in here? I mean, we've got MJF, CM Punk, we got Austin, we got Bianca Belair in there, we got Feed Me More, Buffoon Boy. I mean, this fool was trying to reference everybody.
At this point, who do you think would make a better star for AEW? Wardlow? Or if they brought in Ryback?
Fire everybody. Hey, Warner Brothers Discovery, please don't renew AEW. Then you won't have to worry about them running over 5 minutes every week because Tony Khan can't book in his time slot. And why does he got to run over? Why do we need the extra 5 minutes for matches that suck? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're in our main event, and we have Hangman Adam Page teaming with RVD and Hook to take on Swerve, Brian Cage, and Samoa Joe. And Hangman came out and his little thing said he's not happy about his partner or happy in general. Samoa Joe and Strickland worked like a great tag team. They only had one little miscue, but there was no follow-up. This match was made to continue a storyline because Samoa Joe, Swerve Strickland, and Hangman Page are going to have a triple threat for the AEW World Title Revolution. This match was created with, at least in my thought pattern, to continue the storyline. What did this match do? Not a damn thing. How many other wrestlers who are not on TV and are at home collecting a check see how Pillman Jr. and Jada are being booked and thinking, I need to get the hell out of my contract? Well, we know one Buddy Matthews and I think Malachi Black are two people who are trying to get there. Sure, there's several other people that are out there that are dying to go anywhere but where they are right now. I mean, hell, Red Velvet could go over there and probably do better. I mean, Sky Blue could probably go over there and be better. Hell, Sky Blue could take Kyle Fletcher with her, and he might get more over on WWE TV. There's a whole list of people there.
The sad part is not everyone, even if AEW were out of business right now, not everyone is going to get a WWE slot, whether it be NXT or main roster.
Hell, Julia Hart would be great on NXT right now.
Ooh, yes.
Anyways, Willow Nightingale would be great, and Chris Statlander and Sky Blue, they'd all be great additions to the NXT roster. Among some of the men that are there. But yeah, anyways. We get Hook starting with Joe in this match. They lock up. Joe shoves him away easy. Joe laughs him off. Another lockup, and Joe slams him down to nose first. Hook is pissed. The third lockup, and Hook sends Joe into the corner. He tries for body shots. Joe shoves. Hook hits the rope, stuck under a right. Big clothesline to the corner. He beats down on the back. Joe turns him into the corner and hits some strikes over and over, beating that. He climbs Hook down hard. He clubs Hook down hard. Okay. Joe sends Hook into the corner, tag to Cage. Cage with some shoulders, chops to the chest. Cage with a big clothesline, a big lariat, a short arm try, but Hook ducks under. Back elbow from Cage, elbow from Hook, tag to RVD. He comes in, hits a right, another right. Cage shoves, kick, leg scissors into a pin. Or two, but a kick out. RVD goes up for a monkey flip attempt, but Cage holds on and sends RVD into the corner. He tags and Swerve, knees to RVD, whip into a side slam from Cage. Swerve hits the ropes and hits the clothesline to a prone RVD and gets a pin for two. Whip to RVD, reversed. RVD with a spinning leg lariat to Swerve. Whip and Swerve stops. RVD with a monkey flip to Swerve. RVD with a wrist lock. Swerve reverses tag from Page. He comes in, Swerve turns, and they go face to face. Page with the double leg. They go at it on the mat until Cage comes in to grab Swerve and pull him back. Hook holds back Page, tells him to chill, and we go to break. Afterwards, we come back from break. Joe has Hook hurting in the corner, knees to Hook, drops him. Swerve toys with him as Joe talks some shit to the others. Tag to Cage, grabs Hook by the head, hooks it, and goes for a suplex. He delays it, holding on to Hook for a solid 5 extra seconds and hits it. We get a cover for a 1-2. No, DDT to Cage. Hook crawls, tags to RVD. Spin kick to Swerve, kick to Joe. RVD spins Swerve. Big kick sends him outside. RVD flies over and leg drops Swerve, who hangs on the apron. It was a very sloppy leg drop from there. Couple moments here, RVD not looking like he was in his best shape or not really looking like he wanted to give 100% effort. RVD just didn't look into this match for some reason. RVD was up on the top rope, does a crossbody to Cage, but gets caught, I believe. Big kick to Joe, drops him off the apron. RVD with Rolling Thunder to Swerve. Cage kick, steps over, kick to Cage. RVD, we get RVD chance. Hits the top rope, 5 stars. 5 stars, frog flash to Cage. Cover it 1-2. No, Joe is in to stop the pin. He stops RVD away as Page yells to get him out of the ring. In comes Swerve to kick Page off the apron with a big boot. He stomps RVD's head over and over and then pulls RVD to the corner and heads to the apron. Cage lifts up RVD up and whips him to the corner. Tag to Swerve. Swerve in. Cage whips him into RVD with the back elbow. Tag to Joe. Clothesline from Cage. Joe with a huge back elbow to the corner. Overhead kick to RVD for a 1 and a 2, and we get a kick out. Back for we go to commercial break again. So we gave like the opening match, like I think the opening match only had 1 commercial break. The main event match we had like 3 commercial breaks for some stupid reason. Doesn't make sense. I think you'd want your main event to have less commercial breaks. I'm not saying WWE always does better either, just saying. We are back from commercial break. Joe and Swerve are arguing. Joe has RVD in the corner hurting. He lifts up and sends him into the opposite post, but RVD has the boot up, high kick, springboard kick to the chest. Page and Cage are legal man. Page with a Rana to Cage. He rolls outside. Swerve hops up and Page kicks him in midair. Page climbs the corner, flies off with a crossbody, but okay, here's where Cage catches him with ease. He curls him a few times. Page falls off, back elbow strikes another Death Valley driver for a 1-2. Cook is in. He drops Cage. Swerve in, rolls through, hits a brainbuster. RVD flies off with a kick to Swerve. Cage grabs him, pump handle slam to RVD into a sit-out that looked awful. Page in, ducks under a right, gets sent to the apron, kick to Cage, buckshot, no. Page looks back and decides to moonsault on the Swerve, but this distraction allows Cage to attack him in the corner. Cage tries for a suplex superplex, but Hook runs up behind him and hits Cage with the German. So Cage has got Page up on the top rope. He goes for the superplex, and then Hook comes in and German suplexes Cage. While Cage is suplexing Page, Hook is German suplexing Page.
Brian Cage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was stupid. Like, he was going to land on his back anyway, so the German suplex in that moment didn't really make any sense. Hook appears to be the legal man. He waits for Cage to turn. Red Rum. He hops on the back. Tag to Joe. Swerve in. Pulls Hook off. Locks ahead. Brainbuster. No. Red Rum on Swerve. Snap. Mare flings Hook off into a Bower bomb. Swerve with house call. Buckshot to Swerve, but he ducks it. Hits Cage. Joe is in. Swerve is in. Page is in. They go face to face to face. Page fights both of them off, attacking both with right. Swerve ducks another under a kick. A backbreaker to Page. Big kick from Joe. Swerve demands Joe end it. Joe dives out of the ring with a forearm. Swerve to the apron. He's all smiles. He sees Page, runs with a kick, but Page ducks. Swerve kicks Joe. Page grabs Swerve and power bombs him onto the announce table. Page into the ring. Joe drops him for a pin. Gets a 1-2. No. RVD flies over the top rope onto Cage. Joe sets up a muscle buster, but Page gets out. RV tags in and enters the ring. Joe with right over right. Hook in the ring. Joe turns, hooks the waist. Northern Lights to Joe. RVD up. Cage shoves him off. Discus Lariat to Hook. Joe grabs RVD for a rear naked choke, and RVD eventually taps out. This match went 21 minutes, 36 seconds. And, yeah. This match was blah. It was flat. You have some high points in there, but none of it made sense. Cage looked more pissed off. Page looked more pissed off about tagging up with everybody. And Samoa Joe and Swerve pretty much got along. Swerve did accidentally kick Samoa Joe. And why didn't Joe attack Swerve after accidentally getting kicked? I don't care if it was even an accident. Joe, being the character he is, he got kicked by one of his teammates. Joe should have attacked Swerve because that's who Joe's always been. Like, you don't fuck with Joe. You fuck up, you make an accident. He doesn't care. But Joe doesn't do nothing. Right. Joe wins the match. Joe doesn't, like, slap the snot out of Swerve, walk out of the match, and leave Swerve and Cage behind to finish the match. Nothing. They already had the Hangman Swerve double turn, but then they turned them back. The Hangman Swerve match they last had, they turned. Swerve became the babyface, and that Hangman left the boots when that time limit ran out, and the Hangman said, "Oh, I'm not giving you 5 more minutes." That was a double turn they had right there, but then they flipped it back. That was the turn that they needed to do. That was the turn that they needed to carry out. But no, they flipped them back. For whatever reason, Tony Khan doesn't want Swerve to be a babyface. And it's stupid. He had the match to do it in. They turned each other in that match. Swerve worked out the babyface, and Heyman walked out the heel, and they shot it in the butt. But thank you for your comment, Matthew. They did it, but then they blew it. Whether they did it on purpose or accident, they did it, but they didn't capitalize on it. This match was garbage to me. I mean, I don't know how Swerve kicks Joe in the face and Joe doesn't just annihilate him when they're supposed to be in a triple threat match for Revolution. This match did nothing for the main event. He's a baby. He's getting babyface cheers. He's in that era of Stone Cold. He's in the era of NWOS. He's a heel, yes, but he's getting the babyface chant. And the last match they had between Swerve and Hangman, they both turned in that match. When Hangman walked out saying, "I'm not giving you 5 more minutes," and Swerve was asking for 5 more minutes, right there you could add Swerve babyface. They just didn't want to pull the trigger. But yeah, Swerve is a heel technically, but he's getting babyface cheers. Anything you want to add to that, Mr. Clarke?
Between Swerve and Hangman, Swerve is the one who's actually respectable, even though he does dastardly deeds.
Yes. Well, I mean, he's kind of in the Austin era. You know, he's kind of Stone Cold right now, where Stone Cold was, doing the heelish things but getting the babyface cheers.
Yeah. But I think part of that is Swerve's doing in his performance.
Yes.
But part of that is also because Hangman's being booked as a booch.
Well, they buried Hangman. I mean, you don't have somebody breaking your house and then get choked out like a booch and never come back.
Like I said, he's being booked like a booch. Because if he actually showed some... The thing is, when he first came back, he shows a little bit of fire. But they don't capitalize on it. And they don't book him to be a baby face, or not even baby, just a face. Well, let's take the word baby out of it, because he's not going to be super white bread baby anymore.
Yeah, no. I mean, Hangman's done. Hangman's a booch. Like Matthews reiterating, like I said, Swerve broke into Hangman's house, and Hangman has done nothing to capitalize on that. He got choked out in that Texas street fight. He walked out looking a booch, and at the end of the day, he's a booch, and nobody cares about him. And when they had their last match that went to a time limit draw, they had that option to keep that turn. They turned in that match. By the end of the night, Hangman walked out feeling like a heel and was getting heel boos, and Swerve was getting babyface chants. And then they flipped it back for whatever stupid reason. Your thoughts on this match?
My thoughts on this match? Oh, my thoughts on this whole episode. This is 2 hours when you include commercials that I will never get back. And I used to be the biggest AEW fan out of us three.
Yes. It's true. It's very, very true. This has been a disappointment of a night. Somebody said it was an average show. I guess. I mean, if this is what we're going to let AEW call average, I mean, I guess you can have it that way. I think it needs to be deleted. Yeah, same thing they did with Starks and Punks. AEW will never let go of CM Punk. Or Cody Rhodes, for that matter. And Tony, you're fucking up. AEW, I don't know how much longer AEW can last on the wave it is. We have not heard them renew their contract with Warner Brothers Discovery. I don't know if that means anything or nothing at all. But you would think they didn't.
Remember, they're always having good talks.
Says who?
Tony Khan.
Okay. And Tony Khan says what about his company? This is the best it's ever been in 2020.
The safest.
Yeah. So, I mean, Tony Khan lives in a world of delusionalness. Refuses to face the actual reality of what is going on out there. He does not want to talk about what is reality. He avoids it. And then people get mad when Triple H gets asked real comments after a show about the Vince stuff, and everybody jumps on, oh, Triple H is avoiding it. I'm like, what Tony Khan does every week, and y'all just kind of allow him to go about it. Wardlow's promo was awesome. Tony Storm's
I think we were watching two different shows.
I think it's two different opinions. I don't know how you think Wardlow's promo was awesome. Wardlow's promo was a booch fest. Wardlow is a booch too. I mean, he failed on every limit, and then most of that's all on Tony Khan. Tony Khan's buried him. But Wardlow had to reference CM Punk and MJF in his promo to make him feel important. He failed.
At least MJF, as we understand it, still works for the company.
Yeah.
But to reference CM Punk was silly.
Yeah. No. And he didn't beat CM Punk. He beat him up, but he didn't beat him, didn't win the match. So, yeah. But hey, you're welcome. Mike Bennett and the OC was good. They did a good job telling OC's story. Well, again, I disagree with you, Mr. Matthew, there, but hey, you're welcome to your opinion, and that's what the part of the show is, to voice your opinion. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you found something enjoyable in it and like it, and that's awesome. And, I respect that, but I will totally disagree. You're more of an NWA guy. Well, then you should be paying attention, because it looks like NWA and WWE may be working together very soon here. It looks like we may be seeing NWA NXT talent switching hands. A lot of rumors and story things there that we're still researching and looking into, but it looks like NWA may be partnering up with WWE. WWE may be partnering up with everybody just to fight off AEW. Who knows? I mean, AEW is working on CMLL right now, so of course everybody wants
and there was
everybody.
No CMLL talent tonight.
No,
this one wasn't even talked about.
Thankfully, and of course everybody wants Tony Khan to go buy TNA now too. So I'm kind of yikes.
Yeah, I got something that's scheduled for tomorrow about that.
Yeah, no, a lot of speculation. Oh, Tony can save the TNA, and I'm like, he didn't save Ring of Honor.
Right?
Well, how is he going to save TNA, and he can't even barely save AEW? So Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get out of here. We're going to call it a night. We are going to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow with the press conference from Elimination Chamber with a break it down. We will be breaking that down tomorrow. That is at 8 p.m., so we'll probably be on air around 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we'll break down everything that goes with that. We'll be back Friday with your SmackDown review. And then this weekend's kind of up in the air. A lot of things going on. We have Elimination Chamber, of course, here. It's coming on at 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can watch Elimination Chamber. We will all be watching Elimination Chamber. And then somewhere between Saturday and Sunday, we will get that and a weekly roundup. Me and Mr. Z are going to be at Stockton Con on Saturday for part of the day, so be there. Of course, I'm probably going to go on Sunday also, so that's why there's going to be some delays and everything that's going on, but we will get everything together and we will let you know. So the best thing is to ring that bell for notifications so you'll be notified whenever we do go live or we do have new content coming up. Make sure you give this a thumbs up. We need as many thumbs up as we can. We had 18 viewers in here, so let's get those thumbs up and get this built up. But as always, we thank you for being here. We thank you for being part of the Value Wrestling family. If you're not a member of the Value Wrestling family, hit that subscribe button. We are getting closer and closer to our 500 goal. Once we get past 500 to 1,000, I promise you that 1,000 is going to be the breaker that we're going to open a lot of different doors. We have a lot of things sitting on the back burner, but we just know we got to get to a certain point before we can really open the doors and blow this thing out to show you why. We're not pretenders. We're actually contenders. And the Value Wrestling will be the revolutionary force in wrestling podcasting. You can believe that. Take it to the bank. Mr. Clarke, do you have anything you want to say?
Oh, I can't wait till tomorrow. Something better. Even just a little bit of news from WWE's press feels like it's going to be so much better than tonight.
Yeah. No, tonight was... I don't know if you could prepare yourself for the night. I don't know. Anyways, let's get out of here and say goodnight. Say goodbye, Mr. Clarke.
Goodbye, Mr. Clarke.
Exactly.